Why were you on the road at 2 a.m? For fresh air and to keep my sanity. Emergency Taco Bell run. Sometimes I need a beefy 5-layer burrito. Woke up, cold and go back to sleep, decided to hit a Mickey D's and browse YouTube while I parked on a hill overlooking the interstate. I took the wrong turn and ended up in North Carolina on my birthday. Didn't get off work until that early. We had a rare medical flight come in. Crew said it would only be a half-hour quick turnaround. Turned into 7 hours on top of a 8-hour shift. Ended up getting shafted on the overtime as well. The kid in me wants to say coming back from your mom's house. The teen in me wants to say doing the walk of shame. The adult in me knows the truth. I pulled another all-nighter at work. Typo 2 decided I liked the typo, so I put it back. I was on my way to Little Rock for surgery. I live 3 hours away. Because it was my cake day. Mix between just leaving work, bars just closed, or late night shopping. Surrounded by red mist and accidentally killed my niece's dog, trying to forget about it. Thanks for the gold kind stranger. Late night with friends, followed by Waffle House. If they didn't want me on the road at that time, then they should keep the bars open longer. Coming home from a concert 90 minutes away. It was at a casino, so we gambled too. I was the driver so didn't drink, but came across a DUI check that I easily avoided just because my passenger was feeling no pain and would probably think it was funny to say stuff that would make the stop interesting but long. Better question, why did you know that? My brother called me frantically because he'd lost contact with his BF who was out drinking. I think maybe he had fell or gotten into a fight. He wasn't in town, so asked me to drive about the city center looking for him. Spent maybe an hour going around trying to look out for someone I didn't really know too well in the dark. Turns out he had gotten a taxi and smashed his phone. That was super cool of you, our humans being brothers. Making a one-day trip from mid-Colorado to southern Texas. My sis and I had school a day after the next, so we hightailed it home. Didn't get home till around 2:30. Whenever I hang out with my friends, I always find myself driving aimlessly for about an hour after I leave. I can't just do it whenever it's not the same. If I just randomly decide to do it, it's like I don't want that feel of laughing with the ones to end, and then combined with the whiplash of suddenly being alone and singing along to some of my favorite music with the windows rolled down. I really liked the fact that I had nowhere to be. I'd wander down the back roads, past the cemetery, and down to my old neighborhood. When I'd get bored, I'd just make my way back home and hope that my parent weren't going to be mad that I was out so late. In 2011 I was on the road at 2 a.m. because I was running away from home. I got about 2 miles up the road, stopped, stared out over a pond glistening in the moonlight for a solid 30 minutes, changed my mind and walked home. My family still doesn't know about that. I officially left home about 3 months later. Totally not street racing on empty roads. That's illegal. Accidentally fell asleep in my car. My shift ended at 2 and I wanted to go home. From NC to Connecticut, a non-stop drive. I'm actually from Court. Where do you go? Visiting family in my hometown of Hartford. I wanted some cake to bring you. I do my long distance stuff asleep on a coach, cheaper and quicker overnight. Because it took me like 4 hours to get from the Atlanta airport to the road outside of city limits because of accidents and traffic, which delayed me. So then I got dinner at a roadside brew house and finally got back on the road. Didn't make it back home till like 2 a.m. when I should have gotten there around 11. I was on my way home from the hospital. Got high with my friends and we drove to the town over for Denny's. When I work nights I like to grocery shop at night, so probably driving back from getting groceries. My best friend from high school, basically my brother, passed away. I found out on Thursday that the funeral was on Saturday. I live a 12-hour drive from my hometown and work needed me on Friday. I worked a 10-hour day, blasted home, picked up my wife, and started driving by 6:30 p.m. We rolled into my hometown at just before 7 a.m. Grabbed 3 hours of sleep, showered, changed and was at the funeral at 11 a.m. When I was depressed, on medical leave, my schedule was backwards, so I'd be up at night and asleep during the day. Sometimes I'd just drive around, with no exact place in mind, just cause. Driving at night helps me unwind. I just got back, and my mum's not here. Coming home from a concert, getting El Gallo, going home and feeling so freaking happy. My plane was hours late coming in, and I'm driving home, which is an hour and a half. I have a doctor's appointment the next day, and have to get up at 5:00 AM. I got 2 hours of sleep. Somehow I got through the next day. Shift work. At 2 AM I'm either going to work, coming home from work, going to get lunch, doing a Macca's run, or going to the servo to fill the car up. Or sometimes it's because we both can't sleep, so we'll just go for a drive. Midnight mass at my church. Finished around 1 AM. My parents lived a little over an hour's drive away, and I promised to be there for Christmas morning. You're amazing. You definitely made your parents' Christmas. I work night shift. But when I was younger, I had sleeping problems, so I would go to Walmart or Waffle House or sometimes the 24-hour Subway for some food. I love this one. Anytime I'm on the road at 2 AM is because I'm traveling long distance. Florida, Ohio, Florida, Texas, Pennsylvania, Texas, California, Florida, Washington State, Florida, Louisiana, etc. It is my favorite time to drive, especially when I have a cuddly boy's head in my lap. Last time I was driving that late I was the DD. With my current work schedule, I sometimes leave the office at 3 AM. On another day, my commute starts at 3:30 AM. Went up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Bored and an alcoholic. That's a joke, I never got my license. Those lot lizards need some money. Because we went to see NJM at 11:30 at night. Yeah. My boyfriend and I tried to get midnight tickets, but they were sold out. We ended up seeing it on Sunday, and then again the week after to make up for it. We went to CJW3 today, and the theater next to us was NJM. I walked in, and watched the peanut butter sandwich scene. So frustrated with work, that I hit the motorway, maximumed out to the speed limit only car on the roads, rolled down the windows, and just cruised for half an hour, only lived 5 minutes away before turning around, and heading back home the same way. Went to go buy the new Modern Warfare game. What games do you suggest for someone who is fairly new to video games, but enjoys lighter and intricate interesting storylines? Probably Borderlands. It's a fun game and a pretty chill story. If you have to choose one though, choose the second one. Much obliged. I will definitely check that out. I was dating for a couple friends about 8 years ago. I'm not a drinker, I wanted to hang out with someone, so it ended up working out for all of us. I'm disappointed though, because the people I was dating for were all girls, and they said they might go skinny dipping after they were done at the bars, but they never did. They even asked me if I could be their lookout.